there's more innovative forms of financing that we're going to be seeing, and here I'm talking private equity. I think we're going to see more private equity funds getting into investing in mining. We see different forms of private equity funding around the world. So I think in South Africa, private equity would be more on individual assets. So they would go for the smaller assets that the majors are divesting in and turn those around and sell those fairly quickly. During 2012, 8 mining funds raised $8.5 billion in 2012 alone through private equity. I think in South Africa we're seeing private equity happening at a lower level rather than at the holding company level. We're seeing it happen more at the asset level. We're going to see valuation of mining companies falling. Balance sheets are starting to look a little bit weaker. So I think, as that happens, there are going to be opportunities where these private equity firms can get in and at a lower level and then turn them around and sell them off. The traditional means of funding are becoming more and more scarce, and I think banks are shying away from overcommitting their balance sheets to mining financing. So as a result of that, the mining companies, majors and across the board are having to go to other forms of financing, such as issuing bonds. The juniors are hit particularly hard because they don't have the access or the balance sheet to support the financing that they require. I mean, the one stat that we're quoting here, I know it is Toronto Stock Exchange, but during 2013, it's the first year that they've had no mining IPOs in Toronto, which is on the TSX, which, as we all know, is one of the big sources of mining financing. What we've also seen as a trend is that investors are looking at other industries for, if they want quick returns, they're looking at other industries. Mining, as we all know, is a long-term cycle, so the returns are not easily achieved. We talk about the buyer's market for those with cash holdings, target juniors and service companies. I think 2 points I want to make around that is, I think if we see the majors divesting of non-core assets, it's a good opportunity for some of the smaller mining companies to get involved in some of those assets that are being divested, because when they acquire those assets, they also lose that big corporate overhead that goes with those assets. So those guys can get in there, all they do is operate mines, and they don't have the big corporate overhead. So there are still opportunities.